Hey, what is going on guys, it's Starsha and welcome back to another video on the channel. This is the third episode of my Season 21 Rebuilding Glory campaign in Lord of the Rings Rise to War. So if you guys do enjoy this video, then please do drop a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel and don't forget to turn on those post notifications. Anyways, let's get straight into it. So as I said, this is the third update video on my campaign. I know I'm doing, very few videos compared to before, and that's just because I only really do these videos now for those of you guys that, really want to see the updates and really want to keep up to date with my campaigns. Otherwise, I don't really cover Rise to War that much. But yeah, for you guys that are still enjoying it, that do still want me to do it, I am doing it. So yeah, we're going to go have a look at the map, have a look at all the leaderboard stats, and just talk about how our campaign has been. So if we have a look at the map, we can see, well, things have changed quite a lot. And yeah, it's very interesting. So I'm going to tell you our situation and exactly what has happened. So basically, right, obviously, we were fighting Lothlorien. We had massive weapons with them, on every front. And then Rune decided to invade us over here. Mordor decided to invade us over there. So we were, one team basically, 1.5 teams. And we were fighting against 3 nations. So there was no way we could put up any sort of fight against Rune and Mordor while still fighting Loth. And Loth as well started losing to Rohan because Rohan and Gondor, decided on a peace treaty so that Rohan could focus on Loth. And with the full might of Rohan against the full might of Loth, Loth is not winning that fight. So they needed to, to be able to focus on their fight as well. So we signed a NAP with them. It was a very terrible NAP for us. All it really did for us was it allowed us to focus whatever remaining troops and forces we had on the Mordor and Rune invaders. Outside of that, it basically did nothing for us because, well, as you can see, they get to keep our capital. They still have their own capital. They have this and they have this. So they have 4 capitals, right? But obviously there's no way they're getting the ring. So they only actually need 3 capitals. Anything further doesn't get them any extra rewards because without the ring, it doesn't matter. So, I mean, who knows? Maybe it'll give us our capital back. Probably not, though. Who knows? We'll see. But yeah, so we signed a NAP with Lothlorien and we have been fighting Mordor ever since. Rune has actually, they pushed in and then they kind of faltered a bit because they actually started coming over here to help because they're trying to capture this and relocate over here because they need to help Loth because Loth is losing the fight, as you can see, against Rohan. So yeah, we've been focused mostly on the fight against Mordor, and we've just recently finally, come to a little bit of a ceasefire with Mordor because, yeah, I mean, we probably could have beaten Mordor one-on-one if we started with full barracks and full resources and all our lands intact, but obviously we didn't, so we fought, for every inch of ground that we could. We made them bleed for every tile they took from us, but yeah, in the end we couldn't beat them in a fight because, yeah, we just didn't have the troops or the players or anything. So Mordor did push up all the way to the next keep to take it before we finally, were able to come to an agreement with them. So yeah, they're gonna leave us alone to rebuild a bit, hopefully make something actually happen of the season. So, we do want to say thanks to Mordor for that. Mordor, they weren't here really to do anything. They just wanted PvP. They honestly were just here for the merit from what they've said to us. So yeah, Mordor were basically just here for the PvP, and we gave them that PvP, mostly because we were trying to defend ourselves. But, either way, they still got the merit and the PvP they were after. But yeah, that's pretty much the situation now. So we are going to obviously be going and trying to get ourselves the capital because I don't want to finish on Traveler. My players have fought probably the hardest this entire season, and because, we've been fighting like 2 or 3 enemy factions at a time. And yeah, I want to try and make sure we get at least Coalition Protector, which means we need to get a capital. So whether that will be our own, which would require, well, right now we can't because we have a NAP with Loth. So unless Loth is suddenly going to decide to actually, give us back our capital, we're going to have to try and find another capital. So we'll see how that goes. Maybe Loth will give it back to us because the way it's going right now, I think they're going to finish with only with a season badge for 1 capital. Rohan have 1, 2, 3 with the ring, but they're going to want 5. So they're going to take 4 and 5. So Loth will have 1 and 2 remaining. And at that point, There's no point in them having 2 capitals. It does nothing. They should just keep the 1 capital they have here. They should give us back our capital, and then, they finish with 1, we finish with 1, Rune and Mordor finish with 1, Gondor finish with 3, Rohan finish with 5. But if they don't do that, well, then we're gonna obviously have to look elsewhere to try and get a capital, since we're not gonna we can't go back and take our capital, while we still have a nap with Lothlorien. So we'll have to look elsewhere for that, unless we're gonna end our nap with them. But then I mean they're already fighting Rune. I mean, not Rune, they're already fighting Rohan. But then again, Rune is helping them, so I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll just see how things work out, and who's willing to offer us what. Because all I care about in the long run is my team finishing with at least 1 capital, so we get our Coalition Protector badge. But yeah, let's go on to the war pins. So we're going to start off with all the pins over here. So this is all between Linden, Gondor, and Arnor. So if we look at the biggest pin, this is an N08, 5.6 million participants, 1.7 million deaths. This is Honor at the top against Banner from Linden. Then we have a Warner and all the other Linden Fellowship supporting. There's I don't know why there's 5 different ones of them, but I'm not going to go through all their names. Over here we have a 1.7 million pin, 459,000 deaths. Peel against Honor with Arda supporting and Warner supporting, and then King and Boop at the bottom. Over here we have another 1.4 million participants, just under 500,000 deaths. King against Arda with Warner, Boop, Peel, Honor supporting. This is a Arnor Linden pin actually, 1 million deaths. 1 million participants, 300k deaths. Honor against Bana, Warner, Laowi, King, Arda, all of them supporting. This is a Peel against... I think this is a Peel and Bana against Warner and Honor pin, 1.1 million participants, 350k deaths. Yeah, we have a pin in Dunlin, 1.4 million participants, 476,000 deaths. Bana from Linden against Arda, Boop, and Peel. So I'm not sure if this is a Gondor... it is a Gondor Linden pin. I'm not sure if this is just friendly PvP or what, but yeah, there's some fighting going on over there. Over here, we have a pin between some Rohan and Gondor. This is not that big. I assume it's more like a friendly PvP, people trying out stuff. 1.3 million participants, 440,000 deaths. Cult against Peel, BFBG, Arda, and Swan. Over here, we have a big Loth X Rohan pin. 13.6 million participants, 4.4 million deaths. Fury against Cake, BFBG, and Swan with Grit, Onyx, and MFCB supporting. Over here we have a Angmar pin. So this is Angmar actually finally doing something this season, while they watched their capital get taken by Loth earlier on. 3 million participants, 941,000 deaths. Fury against Mota and Doom with Onyx, Grit, MFCB support. Even a Linden making their way onto the pin. Interesting. Yeah, we have 2 pins in North Ravanian. 5.7 million participants, 2 million deaths. Onyx against Cake, Swan, Cult, MFCB, and Fury supporting. BFBG at the bottom there with Grit. Over here we have 12.1 million participants, 4.3 million deaths. Onyx against Swan and Cult with Fury supporting. And then BFBG, Cake, ROTW, including Lord from Rune and Grit as well, all the way there. Over here, this is just a little friendly. I'm saying friendly because I was told that it's some guy in Erebor who's friends with some guy in Lot, and they're just fighting each other and leveling or getting merit or something. But yeah, Fury against my main team Ring, SPRT Grid support, 833k participants, 268,000 deaths. This is between Rune and us, so 6.6 million participants, 2.1 million deaths. I don't even know who's fighting here. I think it's the people probably still stuck in Salduin Vale. But yeah, because everyone else is busy mostly fighting Mordor, yeah. So this is Lort at the top against my main ring team, SPRT, and my second ring team. Yeah, we have a small pin again between Rune and us. So Lort against my main ring and my second ring team. 1.2 million participants, 400,000 deaths. And this is our big pin between us and Mordor. 11.5 million participants, 3.8 million deaths. My main ring team all the way at the top fighting solo against Crow and Nazgul, the 2 main Mordor teams. Some support from my second ring team, and then there's some Grid players still over here fighting. I don't know why they're so far inland. I guess, yeah, I don't know, some Lot players just not listening to the thing and still coming over, but whatever. Then SPRT and some unaffiliated at the bottom. So yeah, let's go over to the leaderboards next, have a look over there. So, over at Personal Affluence, I am 25,000, which is very low compared to, the people that you see at the top of this leaderboard. Again, my tile production is going down to 4s. I'm using 4s and 3s and 5s and 6s just to try and maintain some resources. So yeah, nothing. I'm not going to be heading up to the top 100 or whatever anytime soon. If we look over at merit, again, I am unranked with 1.4 million merit. So I am at 1.4 million merit. It's just that everybody else is way higher. They're at 4, 3, 2.5 mil merit. So yeah, I just don't have the resources or the troops to keep it. Like right now, the only reason I'm not fighting at the moment is because I literally don't have any troops to do so. But yeah, we'll hopefully try, maybe we'll get in the top 100. But it's not really important as long as we're up there on the faction contribution, faction points. Over at the Fellowship Affluence. So in number 1 is Swan from Rohan, 3.4 million power. In number 2 is Peel from Gondor, 2.8 million power. In number 3 is Onyx from Lothlorien, 2.8 million power. 4 and 5 are both Gondor teams, Arda and Boop, 2.7 and 2.6 million power respectively. 6 is Bana from Linden with 2.5 million power. 7 is Lot from Rune with 2.3 million power. 8 is Fury from Lothlorien with 2.2 million power. 9 is Crow from Mordor with 2.1 million power. So yeah, you can see the teams we are fighting obviously are a lot stronger than us. Number 10 is my team Ring, Narya, 1.8 million power. We're a bit low on power mostly because, as I said, we only have 2 lands and we just don't have much actual tiles. So we're all low on production. Most of us have probably like 60 plus free tiles just because, there's no tiles to actually take. But yeah, 11 is Honor from Ono with 1.7 million power. 12 is Cake from Rohan, 1.6 mil. 13 is Leowi, Lost Alliance or something from Ninja, 1.4 mil. 14 is the other Mordor team, Nazgul at 1.3 mil. 15 is Grit from Loth, 1.3 mil. 16 and 17 are the 2 Rohan teams, BFBG and Cult, 1.3 and 1.1 million power. 18 is the Angmar team, Doom, 1.1 million. 19 is Warner, the other Onward team, 1 million. And 20 is my second team, Ring Volya at 1 million power. Over at faction points, we can see that I am in the top 10. So yeah, we're not doing too bad. We're over 15,200 faction points. We're in the top 10. Now, obviously, we're going to see if we can push for the top 5. I'm not sure if we'll be able to because that's over 19,000 points basically. But I'm going to try. I'm going to see if we can make it. Obviously, if we don't, that's fine. I'm just going to try and at least maintain my top 10 position at the very least. Over at development level, again, we're obviously going to be very low. We have 2 keeps. That's it. So yeah, we can't exactly be any higher. But number 1 is Gondor with 38 levels of development. 2 is Rohan with 36. 3 is Lothlorien with 29. 4 is Linden with 19. 5 is Mordor with 19. 6 is Rune with 13. Angmar is above us at 7 with 7. We are 8th position as Erebor with 5. And last place is Honor with 4. So yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. If you did, please do drop a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you guys in the next video. Konnichiwa.